Good morning, everyone. It's Stauffer with week 16 of GodFresh, experiencing the power of God's Word in your daily life. And we come to one of the favorite parts of my week when I get to be with you, at least over YouTube. And if you've attended any of our spiritual journey classes in Nashville, Tennessee, chances are we have met. But should you be by yourself listening to this on your iPad or iPhone, or perhaps with a neighbor per coffee, or hopefully in one of the Sunday school classes that's been started, or in any day of the week, you've looked at the Serenity Bible handout that's downloadable. If you've not, you might take this opportunity to pause to do that. And follow along with me on this week's lesson from Exodus chapter 20. I'm going to be reading the first verses with you. We're going to take a look at verses 3 through 17, Exodus chapter 20, on probably what is the most famous, certainly to the world, passage from the Old Testament, and that is the Ten Commandments as given by Moses. Follow along with me if you would. And God spoke all these words: I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the land of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself an idol in the form of anything in heaven above, or on the earth beneath, or in the waters below. You shall not bow down to them or worship them. For I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the sins of the fathers, to the third and fourth generation of those who hate me, but showing love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God, for the Lord will withhold anyone guiltless who misuses his name. Remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the seventh day is the Sabbath to the Lord your God, and on it you shall not do any work, neither you nor your son or daughter, nor your manservant nor maidservant, nor your animals, nor the alien within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea and all that is in them, but he rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and made it holy. Honor your father and your mother, so that you may live long in the land the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor maidservant, his ass or his donkey, or anything that belonged to your neighbor. So there we have it. These tremendous words that are otherwise known as the Mosaic Code, referred to as the Decalogue, being the number 10, the body of words that gave wisdom and order to this chaotic herd of Israelites that Moses knew he needed to find a way to govern, and got these words from the Lord. And here we are 3,000 years ago. This is the basis for civil law, for equality, women's rights, much of the penal code that we have. How do we find a way to make it current in our lives? You know, one thing that I think is so important for us in taking a new, fresh look at the Ten Commandments is for us to remember that these are not joy killers, shame givers, guilters to our soul, but these are meant to bring us new life. These are things that are meant to ensure our success, to give us a blueprint for how to achieve the best possible life that we can have here on this earth. The question is asked about the Ten Commandments. What if these were principles that the entire world followed? Wouldn't we have a different planet? So I ask you to think about that as we move along, and perhaps open your mind to looking at the Ten Commandments in a whole new way. I hope that you will look at the handout that is provided. Let us take a few minutes to go into our God felt portion of our recording for today. And as you all know who've been following along with us, we do use God Calling by A.J. Russell for that. So it is my hope that you take this as a infilling, a reflective and meditation time for yourself this morning. And will you join me as I do today's reading entitled, Fling It at My Feet? And will you hopefully experience this as the voice of God coming directly to you? Fling it at my feet. To see me, you must bring me your cares and show me your heart of trust. Then, as you leave your cares, you become conscious of my presence. This consciousness persisted in brings its reward of me. Through a mist of care, no man can see my face. Only when the burden is flung at my feet do you pass on to consciousness and spiritual sight. Remember, obedience, 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 the straight and narrow way into the kingdom. Nor of you must it be said, even in lovingly tender reproach, why call ye me Lord, Lord, and do not do those things which I say? Character is chiseled into beauty by the daily discipline and the daily duties done. For in many ways my disciples must work out their own salvation, though this is not possible without my strength and help and without converse with me. Even for the spiritual life, the training is different for different spirits. The man who would like to live a life of prayer and meditation is thrust out into the busy ways of life. And the busy man is hidden to rest and wait patiently for me. O joy, O rest, and in the busy ways be ever at peace. Amen. For our God shift question this week regarding the Ten Commandments. How can we shift to apply these 10 commandments in our everyday life? How can we rediscover and refresh our faith with them? How do we have the courage to look within them and examine our lives? Do we need a reorientation to the 10 commandments? Big questions. I will be with you again next week, and thank you for being with me today. God bless.